Diana,
Yeah.
yesterday evening you were talking about the Python variation, which I never heard of. Never heard of that. The Python variation. Right. Okay.
What is the yeah. What is what is the Python? Okay.
Okay, so hang on. So we play, do we play F4 first? Something like this? Okay, yeah. So say
Okay.
this,
Right.
this,
Hmm.
and
Oh
then
yeah, and then
you play
C3.
C3.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
there's an opening called
Okay.
the Big Clamp, which is quite similar, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember losing with black against international master Simon oh gosh, Simon Ansel in Bunratty one year when he played the Big Clamp. I think it's the Python he played against me. It's actually tricky enough line. It's a good line.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so here we go. We're playing. I guess black is going to put their knights here, here, and you're going to play b6, and the bishop's going to go here. That's. I guess that's a hippopotamus. Um. So, but yeah. So it's knight d7. Yeah. Bishop. See, the bishop is. I don't know. How is it going to go any further on c4? Like it can't go there really.
Yeah, but you can't. You have to put the bishop facing the magic square in F7. You gotta dream.
Okay,
You gotta
okay.
dream big,
Yeah,
no?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
There's the magic square on F7, folks.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. Dan is probably not used to my obsession with the magic square concept, which I sort of invented myself, but it's I'm sure it's used in other forms. But anyway, but the interesting thing is, this is a hard enough like old opening to break down. Dan, have you any experience playing against the hippo? Hmm. Maybe, yeah. I think the key thing is that at some moments when you play c5, white will play d5 and will close down the center and will kind of dominate the queen side like light squares with a4 kind of thing. And also there I remember once Alex Baburin tried the hippopotamus playing against Jan Elfest. It was like Alex was 2600 at the time and Elfest was I mean maybe 2670 or like that. They were both at the height of their powers and he tried it and he came a cropper. It went wrong quite fast. I mean, it's because of some well-timed D5 from Elfest, you know. So I think
Anyway,
I think yeah, yeah.
Mark,
Go on.
sorry, I
Yeah.
just want to say hi to Luke and Ian one. Uh,
Right.
I presume you're from Lucan, Ian, possibly, or maybe not. Um,
I would never have thought of. I would have thought like you, Diana. You know, I would have been old there with Lucanian
yeah,
as well.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But
but that's because yeah. Mm.
yeah, you know all those Armenian guys, don't you, Mark?
Well, no, it's more because I watch all of the Star Wars movies and I'm a big fan of the Mandalorian. So like, it's just like Lucanian is just sort of like some. It's basically a chess player from a planet near Mandalore. It's like
Okay,
that look.
fair enough, fair
But
enough,
I do
fair
know
enough.
the Armenians too as well. Yes, I have, I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
played them.
Okay,
It,
so
it could be Lucanian, yeah.
we have anyway. Let's play on. This is we played Bishop B7. Oh, hang on, why is that moving? There we go. There we go.
Queen D2. Yeah, it's a nice
Yeah.
comfortable position for
Okay.
white, but yeah,
Okay. So what happens? What happens, Mark? Here, if we take this and we use
yeah,
the old fork trick,
yeah. I
and
would say
now we've got
you just. Oh,
taking and
sorry. Hmm.
yeah. You
Oh, I don't know. What do you think, Jonathan? I mean, I suppose things. Which the question you have to ask yourself here is which piece is worth holding on to more, the bishop or the knight? And
I think in this position, I think I'm just going to retreat with my bishop, and
okay,
after here, I'm going to have a lovely white squared bishop, and maybe I'll reroute it back to here to here and to here, So we go back to tricking, trying to do stuff on the magic
I would
square
have said,
theme.
having looked at Diana's games, knowing her to be quite an attacking player, go back there. Like, no, but you are, like, fairness.
Yeah,
When the bishop's on c4 here, I'd say there's another way that Diana would choose to play. Probably so after d5,
yeah.
so d5 here. There's another option here which is much more aggressive, which I'd be the first to look at.
Taking
No,
the pawn.
no. Gosh, everyone's materialistic these days. You know,
Ah,
you don't get to be as poor as me by taking pawns. Go on. It's
okay.
like, yeah. So, no, you got to think big here. Diana? What else? Is another option here? No. What I'm just saying is, so the thing is, like, I always look at it like this. Yeah, bishop b5. Well done. Yeah. I mean, I
Okay.
don't know when I say well done. I just that for me is the first move that jumps out because you just because you've just opened up the position. So the
Yeah,
position
yeah,
was closed, and then it's open. So my first thought would be, how do I take advantage of the fact that the position's just opened up? Well, that knight in d7 is a potential weakness. So black has to, take on e4,
yeah.
and then maybe knight e5, and that would force black to, to exchange an e5.
Yeah,
Um,
you'd have to kind of do this, which is not what you really want to do.
and now you're ready to put the rook in the d file, and then uh,
Oh, yeah, I
maybe.
suppose.
No. Right,
I
in
don't
that
know.
position there, after knight e7,
Yeah.
you're forgetting another little trick.
Oh, bada bing.
Bishop g5. It's beautiful symmetric position. The two
It
bishops out on
is.
b5 and g5, and the
It
knights on
is.
d7 and e7. It's probably okay for black. I don't know. I'm probably missing something obvious, but that would be my initial instinct to analyze that because
This this
that
this
yeah.
this reminds me of those buzzards that are flying around overhead. These bishops, they're like two buzzards, and they're hovering high overhead, looking to kill the rabbits down on near the ground on d7 and e7.
See, he's got this animal thing going on, Dan. He's talking about rabbits now and buzzards. like,
Anyway, TJ, welcome to our
yeah,
channel.
well
Uh,
done,
at,
TJ. Yeah. Oh
yay,
wow.
yay, yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, you're very kind.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, okay. So anyway, that was what could have happened, but instead, what did happen? Instead, Briggs,
H6.
Maslin
Yeah.
played h6, which is
Which I think
again,
is the right path for black here because
is it
you're playing. Well, no, I would say like I don't really play the hippo, but it seems to me like it's a reactive variation. Black is primed to react,
right?
so you're waiting to see, let's to make a little animal analogy. Black's pieces are waiting in the long grass, ready to pounce. So just waiting
Yeah,
for a little square to open up here and there. So, um,
brilliant. Okay,
yeah.
so anyway, moving on from the animals, because we don't want any cheetahs here. Boom.
Oh
Uh,
God, that's terrible.
I know it really is, isn't it? Uh, but
Yeah.
in the
You
long
need
grass.
therapy after this, Diana. All these bad jokes. Yeah.
Okay, but this now after playing I don't like d5. I don't like d5. I don't like d5 here for white because like white has the two pawns in the center and they're
Yeah.
controlling these lovely four squares in the center. And instead, what should be doing is deciding what to do with the rooks. Where are those rooks going? Are they going into these files, or are we going to play some space on the king queen side, like play a4, a5
Mm.
maybe, to try and get something going? But I don't like d5.
I suppose it is the part of the plan, but yeah, maybe going back a little bit, like that does make sense. I suppose it's one of those positions where it might be worth looking at how you can improve your position. So
Hmm.
you don't lose anything by having a4 on the board, and you probably don't lose anything by moving the rooks to e1 and d1. So at some point, what happens in these lines is that. By the way, I have experience of this. I once did I did a series of talks with a. It was just before the pandemic. After I moved to Kilkenny, I was over in Wexford and I was giving a monthly camp to kids who played chess, and all of them were playing the hippopotamus, and they called it the scissors. I don't know why. Yes, they had a coach who was kind of a strong player, but he just taught them all how to play the scissors. And the problem I noticed that I tried to get them out of the habit of playing the hippo, which I've actually tried myself once or twice as well. But the idea is that when white can keep on playing useful moves, but black doesn't really have that many moves that actually improve your position in a sense. So
Right.
that would be my fear. You'd run out of things to do, and then when you do try to make a break for it, white pieces are all primed to react. So
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Anyway, but yeah,
Mark, maybe that coach called it the scissors opening because it cut down on theory.
maybe, yeah. It could be. I don't know. Yeah. So, but it was interesting. They all played it. The first day I came in and said, "How why is everyone playing the hippo here? What's going on?" So, but I've only played it. I've never played against it myself as white. I don't think, but
Hmm.
I played it myself a few times.
Okay. Anyway, let's
Yeah.
carry on. We play it. D5 E5 happened. Bishop B3, and again I'd want to play. I wouldn't want to play that move because why am I playing Bishop B3? It's not my bishop isn't in danger. I should be moving one of my rooks, or maybe I would. Maybe in this position, I'd want to play my knight to here, and
Well,
then
actually,
play
Diana can shed
F4.
some light on this position because one of her main defenses against the queen's pawn is this very structure, unless I'm greatly mistaken. No, you know, the queen's pawn. You're something of an expert in the old. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, but I've seen you play some crazy King's Indians in your time. Yeah. Mm. Oh, okay. But the structure here though, because you'd have played this. Yeah, it's very similar to King's Indian, isn't it? But
Yeah,
actually, Briggs, if you're listening, sorry, Maslin, sorry, if you're listening, Maslin, I mean, this is a very clever way to play this line. So once the opening has kind of like concluded and we get this fixed pawn structure now, it's a good King's Indian for black with the bishop on b3, or it feels
yeah.
like that to me. And there's I can't see any way for white to make much headway on the queen side, which means that you can carry out your kind of expansionist project on the king side easily enough.
Anyway, TJ, thank you very much
Yeah.
for actually noticing my joke, whereas none of my co-commentators did. So thank you,
About
sir.
the cheetahs.
Yes, and oh no, no, not about the cheetahs, about the scissors opening, cutting down on theory.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, I
No,
mean,
no.
like I try my best, and what happens? I'm just
Oh, yeah, I
ah.
didn't get it. I'm
Dude, you're gonna
also,
have to try harder.
I'm
You're
very
gonna have.
slow anyway at getting jokes.
No, no. See, Janet,
I'm gonna get a
Janet been
I'm
very.
gonna get a drum. I'm gonna get a drum, and the next time I make a joke, I'm gonna ding.
Diana's being really polite. She's saying she's really slow at getting jokes.
I
She's actually really
am.
saying she's really slow at getting our bad jokes. That's the thing.
Okay,
So,
fair enough, fair enough,
anyway,
fair
but
enough.
no, but that was quite clever, Jonathan. Yes, it needed to be acknowledged, that one. Yeah.
Sadly, a joke explained is not a joke at all. But
Is
there
it
you go.
not? I
I
still
don't think
think
so.
it is
No, no,
because
no, no, no,
sometimes it's the people's fault for not getting it.
no. Yeah,
Well,
well,
anyone out there who's watching, who's on Google, I once saw a man reading a book on a train in Germany. It was actually on our way to the Dresden Chess Olympiad. The whole Irish team was down in the having a coffee in the coffee, in the restaurant car, and we were just on the whole street. And he was reading this book really intensely, like it was a work of deep philosophy, something like On Being and Time, or some work in quantum mechanics or something. But it turned out he at a certain point he actually put the book down, and we could all see what the book was called, and it was called How to Be Funny Even When You're Not. So obviously this is this is a true story. It
Wait,
exists.
the cover was different.
No, the book is How to Be Funny Even When You're Not. Yeah, so I mean there's a book out there for everyone, and including us, Jonathan. But we do
okay.
try, Dana. We do try.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Anyway, so Okay, but bishop went back to c8. Anyway, also if Maslin is listening, he shouldn't be listening.
Maslin
He
is
should be laughing.
playing.
Exactly,
Oh,
exactly. Yes.
okay.
Yeah. Okay, so the knight went back to e1. It's going to d3, and then it's going to be supporting f4, I guess, which is good. And now I don't like g5. I think we looked at similar positions yesterday, Diana.
Yeah,
And-
yeah. Maslin plays g5 a lot.
Right.
Whereas,
Okay.
I guess he didn't watch the stream afterwards.
No, I think we should add a load of glue onto the g6 square for him, and so that once the pawn reaches g6, it never moves again.
Yeah.
And he
I mean, I think because he won the game, he probably thinks that it's good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Isn't it a choice though? He's made a conscious choice to either go f5 or go for the g5 knight g6 idea. I suppose it's hard to know which one is stronger, but he certainly stopped white from breaking with f4 without having to expose his king side. So there's a lovely idea of knight f4 sacrificing a piece coming to at some point there.
Oh.
At some
Oh
point,
yeah, the bishop is trapped.
yeah, way down the line. That's like there's
Okay, actually, okay. We can actually play it now. It's not.
Probably a little early,
move.
but yeah.
It's probably a little early, but this poor bishop here. Let's change the color. There, you can see the bishop on e3, and it's got no squares to go to. Everywhere it can go to, it can be taken by one of black's pawns, and it can't run away, and it's about to be taken by this. Now, the only question is whether maybe, I guess, would you take with the bishop or the knight, Mark? Here.
Jeepers, I don't know. I suppose the thing is, I'd be afraid to give
Hard.
up my bishop though, because I wouldn't
Yeah. Okay.
like
So we
that.
take this way.
Yeah.
Take this way. Take this way.
Well, hang on now. Hang on. Hold on. There was a queen check there on g5 potentially there as well. You took back pretty fast there. Now, I'm just wondering. It probably isn't anything, but it's worth pointing out that sometimes you could take with the knight. There is a check there. Now it's actually a bad idea now. I just lost a piece, but just it was just to glance at it for a second. So there's that little thing hanging in the air there. And actually, my thinking was that after knight takes, pawn takes, if you take on f4, you're creating a hole on e5 for the knight or the bishop to go to.
You are. I mean, you can do this immediately then.
Yeah, threatening all sorts of nasty things.
And bad things can happen like there. What was that? There was a TV series with vampires vampires down in the deep south in the US, and there was this bad things was I think the theme song.
Oh, okay.
Twilight, Teen Wolf.
No, it was older than that. Can't remember.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh,
True Blood. That's
Oh,
True Blood.
right.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Connor is also already finished because he's in the he's in the other chat, in my chat.
Is he?
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Send him over here.
So yeah, come everyone who is in the
Okay.
Darling's
Anyway,
chat, just come over to Chessbud. It's pinned to the comments. So you can just click on that link. And it's limited time to get a founder's badge because I think you guys still have like 7 founders badges left.
Well,
TG has got one.
We don't even know what a founder's badge is.
It's
What is it?
so at the start you have 15, I think, or 15 or 10 founders badges who are the first subscribers.
Okay.
And you can see when we're
Alright.
chatting. TJ has one, I have one. If you subscribe,
guys,
you
you're
get a
most welcome,
first badge.
Brilliant. Okay,
But
thanks, Diana. We're kind of newbies to this.
Diana, we have, unfortunately, you've just told your followers to come over to us, but are you streaming also at the same time?
I'm just sharing the screen. I'm just sharing the screen that I see.
Oh, okay.
okay.
Brilliant. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
You're very
That's
good.
fine.
Thanks, Diana. We
No
were hoping to do a bit more streaming.
Great.
in the
Okay,
future,
so now,
Yeah, anyway.
just here, this is an interesting point. White played bishop a4 check here.
now that is a
Yeah.
clever move, bringing the
I-
bishop back in.
Absolutely. And Maslin played bishop d7. That is not a move I would play as a King's Indian player.
It's a big question, isn't it?
I like my white squared bishop for making that attack work on the king side, and so I would actually prefer to just play I play my king here to f8, and then I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go here, and that's fine. Or maybe I'll just sit here and I'll play my rook. I'll play my rook.
I'm not
to
sure
g8
though. I'm not
and
sure
do
though,
something.
Jonathan. John's are
Really?
like,
Yeah.
well, I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay. So, look at that rook in F1.
Yeah.
What is it X-raying way in the distance? Diana's, go on, Diana, you take it away. Go on.
Well,
would you be
I
thinking?
guess here maybe I would be looking at f4, or maybe f takes g5, but I wouldn't want them to take with the bishop.
Yeah, F4.
Yeah, f4 looks good.
Absolutely, yeah. And that bishop in A4 is quite a dangerous piece because you can't retreat to E8 so easily without it being taken. You can't.
Ha! I laugh in your face. I laugh in your face.
Shall I or will you, Diana?
Uh,
Anticipating B5. What's the obvious thing to do?
Bishop c6.
Exactly. Yeah, bishop c6. Nice
Also,
one.
thank you so much, player, for subscribing. Welcome to the chess buds.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, you're really most
Helping
welcome.
us.
Yeah. And trust me, we
Okay.
need all the help we can get.
You just need
Okay,
people to
okay.
discover you. I think the problem is you don't have much advertisement.
Yeah.
We don't
yeah,
have any adverts.
I think
Yeah,
they're only
because I
coming on
think
to
you
our-
guys will be a very good channel if
yeah.
people
Okay, thank
find
you.
it. It's just hard when it's only Irish chess tournaments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what, Diana? I think they're all coming here because they're basically saying, but they're following you. They're not interested in us. So anyway, but thank you for coming.
No, but they subscribed, which means that they want to support your channel.
Yeah.
All right.
yeah.
Well,
Okay.
we'll support. That's very good. We're delighted. And, anyway.
Okay. Anyway, bishop t7. Bishop t7. So okay.
So I
you-
think
we have different
Maslin made the right
opinions. Right.
choice. I think he
Okay.
made the right choice. Yeah.
Right. Fair enough.
We're just ganging up on Jonathan.
Now I just think isn't it funny? It's all about feeling, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh,
It's all about
But
feeling.
it's funny because
Yeah.
actually that bishop c8 bishop is like the worst nightmare for King's Indian players because you never can bring it anywhere.
A lot of the time, yeah.
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
so you actually want to trade it, but I guess in this case we do have some kind of attack going, but usually white shouldn't allow the attack to happen. So the
Yeah.
bishop ends up being dead from move 1.
And now we have a choice. We have reached a fork in the path.
a fork in the path, Mark.
Yeah, I'm just quoting the latest Pop Boiler TV series. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's I mean, it does feel a little bit like The Witcher or something like that, but it is a fork. He did take, and that's a really good choice. Look at that bishop in G7 is about to jump into the game, and now this is really the fork because I think pawn takes pawn was absolutely kind of like force. Whatever
Yeah.
move that white plays now will forever dictate what's going to happen in this game.
Okay.
So,
well,
like,
what happened? What happened was knight takes.
That's interesting. Yeah, and the thing is, I wonder about that move. I'll tell you what. I reckon that move is designed to prevent knight h4 to f3, but at the same time, it doesn't actually stop knight e5
Oh,
to
yeah.
f3.
Okay, so this is so if this
Yeah.
happened, you'd be worried about. Black was probably worried about knight here, or so white
But
was worried about knight here and knight here. Check.
Maybe, but I think just king h1, stepping aside, and black has to worry about like a quick e5 at any point. And like white's also got this idea to go queen f2, forcing knight f3, and then just go, I don't know, maybe you could just plow on ahead, queen g3 or h3.
Yeah.
There's
I mean,
there's
you
a few
can go
little
here.
tricks. Yeah.
Here, I guess.
Like, I mean,
I don't know. It's.
would even queen e2 be a move there instead, or queen g2 after knight f3? So queen g2 at least gives me the option to play after e5. The g4 pawn is going to be very vulnerable.
Yeah,
Right.
after
And-
e5, yeah.
Yeah. So I see there's a little nuance there as well. You want to get rid of that knight on f3,
Yeah.
and so if you go it's kind of funny. There's some really funny lines here. Let's say black goes h5 here.
Okay.
And white is just insistence on getting rid of the h3. Black
Yeah.
castles. this is no, the
Yeah.
other way.
Queen
The
side,
other
queen
way.
side.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yes. Yeah.
Drum roll. H takes g4.
Oh. Okay, hang on. Wait for it. Wait for it, lads. Wait for it. Shakalaka boom!
Yeah. So,
The funny thing
rotate-
is, Diana,
yeah.
Mark and I had a game, I don't know, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, and he played H5, H7, H5, threw his knight up to G4, even though my pawn was on H3, and he dared me to take the knight. I can't remember if I did or didn't, but I got into a world of hurt.
Okay. I've no recollection of that game, but I must have it somewhere because I have every score sheet of every game I've ever played. I think.
Really?
So,
Wow.
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
No
Just about,
way.
yeah.
Anyway, so knight takes f4 happened, and black Maslin very kindly swapped off, and now pawn takes is possible. Oh,
Yeah, it's a pity you didn't play 95
Yeah,
there, by the
95
way.
would look nice. But do you have every square sheet since when you were young?
Most of them, yeah, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
what? That's crazy.
'Cause
David
I
Fitzsimons
haven't-
also has a lot of his as well.
Well, I can't speak for David, but I'm an absolute nerd when it comes to these kind of things. So like he's a bit too cool. But I like to keep every bit of paper with anything to do with chess on.
That's
sad.
amazing. I'm the opposite. I throw out everything.
Well, you're like the late Robert Hubner, who Jonathan would have met. Who
no,
was,
I never met him.
Oh, but yeah, but I remember like I heard stories of Hubner that what a wonderful player, what a genius on the chessboard, and anytime he won any big trophies or anything, he would come home to the city he was living in. I think it's Ulm, was it? And he would go to the.
He lived in Cologne, or
Yeah, he would
just
go to
outside of
Cologne. He would go to the same bridge on the river. I'm not sure. And he would basically feck the trophy into the river at the same point.
What?
Like, so
Really?
this you could probably do a bit of diving there and find all sorts of
Mark,
chess trophies.
I
in the same spot.
heard
Yeah.
that he went to the local river wherever he was playing, and he chucked the trophy into that river because he didn't want to bring it home. He didn't want to have the trouble of transporting it back.
That's so funny. I've never heard anyone doing that.
Yeah, that's actually it's the opposite of the Lord of the Rings, the concept of my precious, isn't it? Like anything that you get, like the glitters, that's gold. Just go to the nearest river and throw it in.
That's
But
crazy.
But anyway, look, I was just gonna. I don't know how we got onto that, but knight takes knight e5 would have been very interesting there,
Yeah,
followed
yeah,
by h5, h4.
Yeah.
And I think black holds the balance there very comfortably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so knight takes f4.
Yeah.
Bishop takes f4. Yeah, I would have probably. Well, I might have. Well, it's now if the queen should move to e7, and then the knight goes to d7 to e5. Maybe that was.
Yeah. I suppose when you look at a position like this, it's tricky because you just want to play knight f6 to e5, but you can't do it. But the question is that your real weakness here is the c6 square. So let's say you did go for queen e7 here. If that knight can reroute to b5 and then to d4, and you can't do it immediately. But for example, let's say you go rook e1.
Yeah, this one. And then we go here.
Yeah, and now knight b5. Attacking a vulnerable point there. Now it looks as if c7 is about to fall. Now, okay, there's knight f3 check as well, but knight d4. So.
Okay.
But, I don't know. It's interesting. I wonder what the engine says on this one. We shouldn't really click it
No,
on.
we won't.
But,
No. Okay,
but it looks
anyway,
interesting. Yeah, I think
move on.
that would make it a very unclear position. I mean, I don't know, Deanna. Would you fancy that ending for white or black? The one with the knight in d4 and the knight in e5. It feels like it's a little easier to play for white because
this one. I think white's pawns are slightly better. I don't like black's kingside pawns.
But how are the pieces
Hmm.
going to come off?
Well, just wondering, like, what you do here as black. Where do you put your king?
Oh, right. On the queen
have no
side.
The knight might be going here.
Yeah, it looks really risky for black. This because at the very least, like at queen side, you could go castle's queenside, but then you have to worry about bishop takes e5 and knight c6 at
Yeah.
some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's bust
Okay.
here.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, he played h5, which people don't like. I guess it's I guess bishop now can go to g5, pinning, or making this a bit awkward. But he went. Oh, sorry.
Oh, well, e5 is tempting too.
No, that was
Oh,
earlier
yeah, that's a
analysis.
nice move.
That was earlier analysis. So I played rook a1.
Okay. Maybe you didn't even.
Yeah,
You could
actually,
just...
no. Sorry, yeah. That's game's over. Okay, let's see. Okay, knight went back. Again, once you start going backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, e5, good move. And that just makes things worse.
So it's just
check. You got it. Oh, okay. But now is there?
just
Oh,
rook
you double.
e1.
Rookie. Yeah, double up. Double up. And yeah, there's nothing here. Yeah, boom. And take.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
That's a pity. I like Black's position after.
oh, that's clever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's sad.
Yeah. It's gone now.
Certainly is. Okay.
Yeah. Checkmate.
That was it. Right.
What do you think, Deanna? It wasn't such a bad opening from Black actually, and it just went wrong in the middle game.
Just
Interesting how this-
G5 is a bit, maybe
G5
not
is a
linking
bit-
in with the pawn
yeah.
structure.
Okay, let's see. The next person that was, I know we had.
Connor is also in the chat. He won his game after drawing
Okay.
to
Okay,
David.
I'm just going to
then
have a quick look
next.
at Henry Williams against Adam.
Hey,
Purcell,
Connor.
Yeah.
Also in the challengers. Let's see, where is.
But well done, Connor. You're having an amazing tournament. That's insane. He had a
Yeah,
great
so
sacrifice in the second round against Mr. Dodgy, who's also a streamer.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard of Mr. Dodgy.
Yeah, he's famous.
Yeah, he's on Twitter quite a lot as well. Or I used to be on Twitter, but not anymore. But wasn't he? Is that the Mr. Dodgy from Twitter?
Yes,
who
yes,
runs
yes,
tournaments as
yes.
well?
Yeah,
He,
yeah.
Oh, cool.
He's playing in
Right.
Sligo now as well.
Oh, brilliant.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So Henry here is playing remarkably quickly. Okay, so he played this English opening, and now we've got an exchange Slav. Fair enough. Okay, G3, yeah. The only thing about this is playing G3, then your bishop here is never going anywhere because of the pawn.
Might have
G5.
taken a D5 a little too early there.
Yeah,
So
indeed.
you need to tempt Black into taking that pawn on C4. Don't. But so I suppose here in this position you can go G3 here, but then you have to be prepared to sacrifice the pawn.
Yeah.
So if you want to play a
play, I
G3
guess-
system there, yeah.
You could, I guess, you could also just play B3, followed by G3, bishop here, and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's solid. I think now there's a couple of different Henry Williamses as well in Irish chess. So there's Henry Williams from Dublin and Henry Williams from Cork. So I'm not sure which Henry Williams this is, but
I think
anyway,
it's I met Henry and his mum. His mum is Laura, is it?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Okay. So
yes.
it's yeah.
Oh, this is Henry's game. Okay, yes. Actually,
Yeah,
his
so-
mom was just writing to me. He's gonna be playing against Maslin in a tournament game. In a club match next week.
Okay. Yeah. Well, what he's done now, it's interesting, is that we've transposed into a kind of a well-known line now of, well, it's kind of like a Grunfeld with the bishop out in F5, which looks odd. So Henry's actually, position has improved quite a lot here now. I mean, it's not a huge deal putting the bishop on G2 there, by the way. I was just going to say that there are systems now where White actually plays a Grunfeld setup and goes C3, allowing Black to go C5. And then when they take on D4, you get this position as well.
Okay.
So it's interesting how there's so many chances for transposition here now. Oh, that's nice. He's got a lovely pawn on D5 to aim at.
Absolutely,
So,
and he aims straight away at it. Very
yeah.
good. And Henry, like a man on a mission.
Yes.
He takes off the knight, the defender, and does he take the? He takes that pawn. Absolutely.
Goes with the bishop as well.
Yeah,
That's also logical.
yeah.
E3 now to
And now he
defend. Yeah,
plays e3.
yeah,
Yeah, perfect.
yeah.
Queen d7, queen b3. Okay, yeah. Knight d8. I never like going backwards. So
And actually, it's great to see him and other young students. Actually, Henry's actually a student of mine, but it's great to see him moving away from the London system and experimenting with different types of openings. So it's really important for young players to push themselves out there into uncharted terrain and to work out what kind of style of player they are. And you can really see that this is definitely kind of like a style of opening that really suits him. Yeah.
right.
Hmm.
Okay. Again, it went. I know. Okay, you got your knight up again. Bring one
Yeah.
of these rooks.
That's
Bring
the
a
open
rook to
file,
c1,
maybe. Yeah.
or this rook here, whatever. But bring something to the c file, and then maybe good things might happen to you.
Actually, isn't this one of those situations, Jonathan, or Diana, you probably, I don't know if you agree with me, just where you want to just swap off stuff because you've got to pass D pawn.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just, yeah. There's nothing wrong with bringing the knight back to D5 because it'll be very
Okay.
dominant. Oh,
Oh, ouch.
now. I was going for that.
Okay,
and now
so he's got
takes
this.
C5.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. b3, and that stops all that counterplay.
Yeah.
Okay, this is pretty nice. He's just going here. So again, now rook a6 is not going to be. It's not going to be a threat here on the a
Yeah.
pawn.
I notice that both players aren't using too much time here. They're quite deep into the game. So this is one of those points where it can be good to actually take your time a little bit and not to rush things. Don't force things because, you don't want to let your opponent back in the game.
Right. Okay. So I don't know why he played this.
Oh, there's a trap there. Yeah.
Is there? Oh, yes. Oh, and his opponent
Nice.
fell into it. And I guess that means he's about to fork for cork.
Nice win for Henry.
Yeah.
Although Henry's from Limerick, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's from Limerick. Yeah, from Limerick. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's actually been playing quite a lot. He's one of the juniors that started out. And Diana, you would have actually Dan, you commented on his games already in
Yeah.
Limerick.
I also have lessons with him as well.
Oh yeah, because that's brilliant. So he's joined one of my group classes. So I work with him a fair bit. And to be honest, he has mentioned you. And also, did you not run a camp in Limerick as well?
Yeah, I did.
Brilliant.
Yeah, Munster Juniors Camp.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going.
Yeah,
to
Henry
now-
is improving very quickly.
Yeah, well, especially if he's getting. See, I'm a big believer in students getting to work with different people
Yeah.
because they get to see different approaches to the game. In fact, just generally, Diana, like your own coaching style and stuff. Do you have any tips for us? Like, how would you?
Do you have
approach
tips for
training
me?
juniors? Yeah, well, I'm
You're
just saying, because-
the international master.
yeah, but just a good player doesn't necessarily make a great coach. So I'm always quite conscious of the fact that I would have had students in the past who did very well, but there's others
Yeah.
also that actually would have left me and maybe worked with other people, and then they came on. It's hard to know, sometimes, but you've been coaching a lot the last 10 years or 15 years or so. What would any insights in particular, with juniors in particular?
I think making things fun is the main thing, and also making sure that it's not the end of, like, that they don't think it's the end of the world if they lose. That the main thing is that they're enjoying it and consistently doing stuff. Yeah, but I think caring. I guess maybe getting. Well, I get really personal with my students, which sometimes is not great because I think that there can be a lack of boundary, but it's nice to also listen outside, and then you can use chess as their thing that makes their life better, I guess.
That's a really nice thought, actually. This idea of chess making someone's life better, because, I mean, for me as a kid, I just found it as such an escape. because I wasn't academic at school particularly. So, and it was just a way for me to express myself and lose yourself for a few hours in a puzzle. Like
Yeah.
game's a big puzzle, isn't it? So it's but
Anyway, folks, I'm going to. Connor has asked us to look at his game from round 2. Connor, Diana and I looked at your game quite deeply yesterday, didn't we? So we maybe
Earlier today. It was earlier today.
Or sorry, earlier today. Yes, earlier today because round 2 was this morning. And I wanted to look at this last game. This is the third game on my list that people have asked to be looked at in the hall. We have a page where people can write down the names of the two players and the section. So this is a game between Emmanuel Jagasuthan against Shreyansh Dupalupudi. I suspect I've got the intonation wrong there in that one. Anyway, let's have a look and see. It's ended in a draw, which... Okay, London. Oh.
London, our favourite.
H5, but look at this. H5. Wow. Brilliant.
we all know what's coming next if you go E3.
That's what happened. Way. That's a great move against the London. That is a brilliant idea.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to use that.
Ah, look, TJ suddenly woke up. And,
I fell for this in the first Blitz game where where someone played this against me.
Did you?
So
all right.
I did. Yeah.
Oh, actually, Mark and Diana, have you seen that game where Ali Reza Farouja fell for Scholar's Mate?
Oh,
recently.
no.
Recently, Ali Reza Farouja allowed Queen, Bishop C4, Queen H5, and Queen takes F7 mate.
What?
Yes. Yeah. And it was.
He must have pre-moved.
Exactly. It was he was playing Daniel Naroditsky. I suspect they were playing Bullet.
Okay, yeah.
And Daniel played E4, Farouja E5, then Bishop C4, and there was, I think, knight, maybe Bishop C5, and then Farouja pre-moved knight F6.
Yeah.
So, and I guess Naroditsky thought, well, let's try it and see what happens.
I mean,
Daniel is a very tricky player.
Yeah. Anyway, oh no! No, that's the right. Is that the right move?
That's the move. Yeah,
that's
win
the
a
move.
bishop.
That's the move. Win a bishop. Fantastic. Okay, pawn takes. Now there's G5. Yeah. Okay. So, well done, Shreyansh.
Yeah, this is beautiful. It's similar to the trap in the Dutch, where you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what that is. Hang on, let me just go back. I can show that to everybody. So you play here, you play the bishop out, here, and whoops-a-daisy, you think, oh dear, here. But unfortunately, there's this move.
Really nice.
Come on, give it to us. Give it to me, folks. Shakalaka boom.
Shakalaka boom boom. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so that's
Dana. John was watching some basketball tournament down in Limerick or something. I can't remember. And there was the
called the Olympics. It's called the Olympics.
Sorry. As you see, I'm very sporty. That's where he picked up that little wonder.
Yeah.
By the way, we need to thank Diana for inviting us on to this today. By the way, thank you so much for inviting us on. But you do please do interrupt us because we talk incessantly. I'd walk into an empty room and just keep talking anyway. So
sorry. Excuse me, Mark. You talk incessantly. That's
that's true. It's a risk. Yeah. So I'm told.
Okay, so anyway. So this is how many pawns has White's got? 2 pawns for the piece. Okay, right. So, but it's looking pretty good for Black. So how did White fight back? Fair play to Emmanuel.
Well, it's interesting because Emmanuel is one of those players. I was saying, when we've all been there, in terms of playing safe systems that we understand really well, and it can be difficult to step outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
But once she's, I mean, this is so far removed from a London position. So it's really interesting to see how well she plays just in an open position with loads of tactics flying around. So in a weird way, I think people who play the London just all the time, systems like that are the same systems. They run the risk of not discovering for a
Yeah.
long time what kind of player they are. Don't know, Diana, what do you say about
Yeah,
that?
I agree with that. It's hard because you want to get people interested in chess, and it's if you start with something a bit more complicated, it can put you off. So most people do learn London or King's Indian Attack or Collie was one for me, and then you just get used to those positions, and because it's the first thing that you learn, your wins hit more, and then you enjoy it a lot more, and it's hard to break that habit.
Of course,
yeah.
there is Diana, talking about openings with animal names. The collie, named after a dog with a waggly tail. So,
Is it a Belgian collie? He's terrible.
Is it actually named after the collie dog?
no, it isn't. It isn't. It's named after this
Collie's
very
a good
strong,
word.
this very strong Belgian player from the 1930s.
He was a grandmaster, I
I,
think.
did,
wasn't he?
I suspect his name was actually Cole. I'd say he was a French speaking. Richard, thank
Colley.
you, thank you, TJ.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Richard Cole, Richard Cole,
Well,
maybe. I love those French R's. You got to be careful how you say that though. Anyway,
But I
we're
think-
moving
I wonder-
swiftly on.
I think Emmanuel's having a bit of fun in this position, though, isn't it? Just being creative with her knights and centralizing, and she's now looking like she's going to chop that bishop and somehow get her own bishop to h5.
Okay, actually, here it's saying it could be roughly equal, but if you take here, unfortunately, there's this move.
Knight takes e6.
Oh, clever! And then you've got this move, which
Ooh.
protects, which blocks the attack against the knight, and say the king goes, say here, which might be safest place.
I'll be totally honest. I didn't see the fact that it was blocking. I just, I was just following the principle: play a check, it might be mate. So, but yes, thank you, Jonathan, for making me look smarter than I am.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course. Okay, so anyway, that I was wondering if that's what she should be doing, but she played c3 instead.
Which is, I understand c3 though. What do you think, Dan? It's you're shoring up the center a bit, and
But
you're just-
it's funny. Like if you look at the extra piece is this bishop here on h6, and look what it's doing. It's like bashing its head against the f4 pawn.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not doing very much. Now maybe in 10 moves time it'll reroute somewhere and it'll be this amazingly devastating piece. But at the moment, it's doing nothing.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be doing much on g7 either, I guess.
But it might be doing stuff if it went to f8 and then out to c5 or b4 maybe.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Well,
that's
I'd like to put the bishop on f8 so white can drop a knight in an f6 mate.
Ah! Yeah, that's nice.
That's how my brain works, Diana. It's a very sad place full of optimistic dreams, especially when it comes to chess.
No, but that's good. That's how you find them. That's how you find the moves. First, you need to see where you want to put the piece, and then you can find a route to bring it there.
yeah. So what was that? What did you say here, Mark?
Well, I was just saying that I'd love to go, if black goes bishop f8 here, I'd like to play knight d4 to f6. That's sort of like how my brain thinks. I'm trying to think, is there a way I can
Here.
somehow reroute
Pop-
that guy there? Yeah.
pop it here.
Yeah, but
off we
obviously
go.
you can't. But the thing is, just looking at the king, I'm always looking for the magic square. Or if I see a king doesn't have any square, I'm always thinking, what can I do? Because sometimes it just happens that everything just works out.
Yeah, sadly, getting a knight from 2 squares diagonally from it is one of the hardest things to do in chess because you need 4 moves to get there.
Yeah. Unless your opponent
people go
isn't
direct.
paying attention.
Also, the collie's name was Edgard Collie. TJ just looked it up.
Right. Thank you, TJ. Okay, knight takes d4, queen takes knight c6, queen e3, queen e7. Okay, so black's still up a piece. Queen e7. Okay. Okay, now knight takes pawn. Come on, take the pawn. Knight takes h4. Yay! Okay, castles. So now we've got 3 pawns for a piece. The machine still thinks this is really good for black, because I guess there's going to be some kind of sacrifice here, or maybe there's d4. Maybe that's.
Well, actually, do you know what the funny thing is that she did take on h4 there.
Yeah.
But it's almost probably more important to castle queenside, and you can't though, because then d4 comes anyway. So you can't. Yeah, I was just thinking
Castled.
that. Well, the thing is, the problem is the a2 pawn is dropping. So if black finds the idea to play d5 to d4, then you're in big trouble here, because even if you don't take there, you take there, and it feels like.
This looks quite good, all right, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but he played knight queen d7. Knight went back, helping to control the d4. Queen e7. Then knight.
So
h4
Shreyansh
again.
has played a little bit too passively here. I think that the d4 break even would have been the acid test of the position, I think, here.
It's funny, once you get up material or whatever, you have to, you can't just sit back and do nothing. You've got to open lines for your extra piece. And so the only open line you can do, I suppose f6 would be another move that you could think about playing.
Yeah.
F6 and d4 are the 2 pawn breaks in the system.
I think would I be right in thinking here, Diana, is Shreyansh anticipating knight d4 here? Is that why he went queen e7? Because I'm just thinking it's a funny move, queen e7. It's almost like you're anticipating knight d4 so you can do something there. Like, I mean, I don't know. I suppose. Yeah. Oh, go on. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
It's not. Yeah. I guess I'm not sure. Maybe he's also looking to come to. Well, I don't know. To come to the queen side.
Mr. Dodgy says it's much easier to hear Jonathan here. I don't care for it.
Mr. Dodgy is on the other stream, but if anyone is on the Darling stream, just come into Chessbud. Because that's where
Chessbud
the original.
Ireland.
I'm just sharing Chessbud Ireland. Yes, the link is pinned. I'm just sharing the. I'm just sharing the Twitch screen.
Yeah.
I was sort of thinking, Diana, queen e7, I suppose, is anticipating knight d4, maybe in exchange, and then black can play c5. So it's support, or maybe queen c5 after knight d4, just pinning the knight to the queen, just to do exchanges. But she went knight h4.
She went back and forth here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Queen t7. Maybe this is one of these. This is one of these DGT board errors.
Could
maybe it's a grandmaster draw.
I think you could be right. Yeah, that's it. Grandmaster draw.
What?
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, now that we have Mr. Dodgy here, we have to go and look at his game. Now, Mike, where is?
So, Diana, just before we click onto that now, because it struck me that Emmanuel did really well there when she found herself in an unclear position. Probably outside of a London system. So, I mean, once again, you'd be thinking like you just need to feel the fear and play it anyway, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Need to practice more openings.
So, Mr. Dodgy beat Brian Gallagher, and the interesting thing about these two people is that they're both best mates of Magnus Carlsen.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, or at least they. I'm sure. I know Brian has gone drinking with Magnus, and I suspect that Mr. Dodgy has as well at some stage. But let's have a look at the game. Okay, so no reverse Budapest gambit here. Or maybe it is. Maybe it is a reverse Budapest gambit because you play you played e4 and knight f3, isn't that? That's what Budapest Gambit people play, isn't it? They play their knight to bishop 3, and then they play their pawn to king 4 in the old style notation.
I'm not so
Okay.
familiar with it.
Oh, now
Okay.
moment of truth. Do you,
No,
you know?
yeah.
Oh,
we're
knight g5.
we're going for a North
Not-
England
Oh,
fry up
nice.
here.
Not for the faint-hearted. You know.
Yeah. Okay. So this is.
Oh,
Oh,
main
bishop
line,
g3.
yeah.
This is the new main line. It always feels wrong, but there you go. And now I think I've played this against Rory Quinn. I got a great game, and I think knight d5 is the theory. That's
you know,
supposed to be the best move.
I have to say, I have so many students that play King's Pawn openings, and I find these are the hardest positions to
Yeah.
teach in the middle game because they. Diana, what do you think? There's just nothing ever. Every position is almost completely unique in the middle
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, there's a lot of theory and you never get any of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had anyway. Brian played bishop d6. Okay, knight c3, trying to just controlling the e4 square. Castle. Oh, huh? No, wait. Castles.
Yeah.
Yes. Castles. Bishop here.
It's a very active way of playing for black, actually.
But I'm just going to play f3 here, can't I? I can play f3.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Why not? Okay, let's see what's wrong with f3.
Probably nothing. I'd say it's also a good move. You know, kicking the bishop back.
And do you go back here?
Well, the only thing about playing f3 is that it does leave you slightly vulnerable on the dark squares. So unless there's some
Like queen b6
know,
ideas.
yeah, or bishop c5 and queen
Yeah.
d4 or something. I don't know. It doesn't. Yeah.
If we go here, something like this.
Yeah.
And takes f4, f5. I mean, that's what you have to play, these kind of positions, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you give up this.
And go.
What do you go?
But do you want to give up the dark square bishop? Do you have to?
Well, if you don't
If you
play
play
f5,
bishop
you
c7.
can, okay, play bishop c7, right? Yeah, but now I have time for this idea. This is what
Queen
right.
queen d4 check.
Oh!
I've been waiting for Jonathan. Really
As
This is what Jonathan was doing on my channel. I kept missing things with the queen, and he was waiting for me to mess up.
Well, you see, I know Jonathan. I know Jonathan considers himself to be something of a tactical gazelle. So if you crawl around like a lion for long enough, a fork might present itself.
Oh my God, the animal analogies in this today are just too much for me. Too much. For
I know.
Me.
Yeah. You'll end up like a sick puppy by the end of this, Jonathan. Go on anyway. Queen d4 check takes an a1. Right.
Okay, so that's why Mike he understood instinctively that you can't play f3 because it opens up that possibility of a check. So that's why he played Queen e1.
Maybe he's thinking a bigger fish, though, Jonathan. I think that he's visualizing checkmate on h7 with the queen. So
Oh yes, indeed, absolutely. And here we have the magic square.
Yeah.
And isn't there a combination here as well? There's almost like a combination with knight takes h7 and a timely queen e4, depending on what black does. Almost, not quite.
Oh,
but,
it doesn't quite work. Yeah.
You can swap off one of the knights first with knight e4 and then.
Yeah.
Okay, well, unfortunately, h6 stops our lovely idea of knight takes h6. Or sorry, knight takes h7.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It doesn't work yet, anyway. It's just a long term.
Okay, so we go back here. Knight takes, bishop e7. But as we already said, we should be going back on to c7. Yeah.
Do you reckon?
Well, that's what the machine says that the the evaluation bar is jumped up.
Are we trusting engines now? What's the world coming to?
Well, maybe I guess you want to keep an eye on e5, and
Yeah.
then you can also go over to b6, so you have more flexibility with the bishop.
You're right, actually, yeah. And actually, Joe, the thing is, don't they also kind of like f5 followed by e4? So you're kind of keeping
Yeah,
your x
yeah.
ring the
Yeah,
h2
yeah.
square. Yeah.
Exactly. So anyway, actually, the line that's given by that's saved in the Lichess database. I think some of these games Lichess has little engines running all the time, and
Okay.
they once the game is over, they will analyze it and
If someone
Yeah.
has analyzed it before, usually it saves that.
okay, right.
Okay.
Yeah, and anyway, it gives this is some engine line that it liked, and it thinks this is great for me for it. And I suppose here, yeah, we're losing. Well, the bishop's
I know, but it's so
dropping
easy
off.
for the engine to do. Like, I'll be honest, I could lose to a 1400 player in this position as white or beat a grandmaster. It doesn't make any sense, this opening.
Very different
yeah,
situations.
Yeah, like it's one of those ones where, you know, like it just feels like you I don't know how you play these. It's real old. It's real chess, isn't it?
It is
kinda
real
like,
chess. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
you know what it is, Mark?
Yeah,
It's Fisher random chess because
something.
the pieces are kind of scattered on the board somewhat randomly. Like we've got a bishop on d3, we've got a knight on g3, we've got a queen on e1, a knight on h5. Like they're all like in random, like uncoordinated places.
It's like it used to be like playing marbles, and everyone would just drop a bag of marbles on the grounds, you know, and then, you know, wherever they lay, you just basically play from there. It is, but that's what it feels like a lot. You can't remember the variations. Like, I mean, like maybe top grandmasters can, but it's all about feeling and
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so b4 happened. Yeah, kicking that knight back. And actually, that's why in these variations often black should play c5. It looks a bit bizarre, but you play c5 because then the knight can drop back to c6, which is a much better square than b7, and then you can come back into the game on d4.
And you also avoid the tactical trick there. It's worth pointing out to people watching after b4, and if you take it on b4. The knight going back.
Let me see. Hang on. Here. Oh yeah. So b4.
Mr. Dodgy has a move there. He said knight g4 at some point.
Did he? Where? It's my. Is our. I don't know. I'm not. Is this in our chat or is it in Diana's chat? Oh no. Okay. Wait. Hang on.
Yeah.
That was okay. Right.
Oh yeah. So something to do with knight g4 anyway was coming.
Okay.
That we missed something there maybe. So.
But what happens if we take here?
Queen e4. That's the whole point.
Whoa.
The queen e1. That's the whole point of Mr. Dodgy's queen e1 idea.
Okay. Yeah. You're a sneaky man. You're a sneaky man, Mr. Dodgy.
Oh yeah, he definitely is. Yeah, but the point is c5 now was the c5 would have been the move. That's why that was, as you say, John.
Yes.
Like
c5. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so he got b4, can't take, so you got to go backwards, and bishop comes out. Fantastic. Again, you still can't take the b pawn. Bishop went here to protect. Queen e4. Yeah. Okay.
Thanks, Mr. Dodgy. We'll look up that knight g4 another time. We're admiring your enterprising play here, put it mildly.
Queen check, king in the corner.
Yeah.
It's okay. Machine. Anyway, Lichess, whatever. f3.
Ooh.
Oh, and yes, and now you've got it. You're forced to play f4 to get out of to rescue this poor old bishop here.
Yeah.
Has no squares it can go to safely. So the only way is to threaten White's knight on.
Gosh, you must be.
G3.
You're positionally bust after f3 there. So obviously going back there. So f5, you know, provoking.
Oh, actually, that's interesting. There's also because I only saw f4, but the line that's in the analysis by Lichess says you can also play e4, and that's then hitting this bishop
Oh,
on
the bishop,
d3.
yeah.
So you're giving up a pawn, but you're not giving up squares, I think. So I guess
Yeah.
after here, if you take, well,
Onwards and upwards. Yeah.
Well, hey, on we go. And then, and then knight f5, bishop e5, takes, queen c3, chop, g5.
You got a fighting chances, black here. It's a bit complicated, bishop e6, and it's just the pawn structure is kind of weird. But you got a outside chance of holding this maybe, or at least creating complications.
White's 3 pawns up.
I know, but the pawns aren't. The pawns are kind of.
Oh, of course, the bishop is a bit. Well, the knight is a bit strange, but I suppose you play this.
Yeah, but you could. Yeah, so you could probably go
G7.
knight, king g7. Yeah.
But I can go here, can't I? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. King g6. Oh, you don't want to go on that diagonal, I guess.
Well, you can.
King f6. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Dana's going to put her king in e5. Nice touch.
King of the hill.
Oh, that's another game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what might have happened, but instead he played f4, and after pawn takes, f4. Mike took the bishop. Brian took the knight. And we got threat of mate.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
G5.
Ugh.
Or take first.
Okay. Yeah. And okay.
So you've got a beautiful square on f5 to colonize with the rook. But yeah, rook e1 is simplest. The weakness is the pawn on e5 as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And now you can't put a rook on f8, because that would be if you play a move like this. It's time to lose the queen game.
And actually, you can't even play knight d8 there to bring the knight back around because of just sacrificing the rook with rook f8 check. I think, or the rook gains. So yeah, because if you take bishop takes e5 check maybe. Oh wait a second though. Now there's queen. Oh yeah. So if queen g7 or bishop g7, you've got queen h7 mate.
Oh, that's nice.
Shakalaka boom, Mark.
Well, it's not. It's all in the planning, isn't it? I mean, this opening is super tactical. Like
it is.
Yeah.
It is. It's good fun. It's good fun.
Unless... I'm just a one-trick pony. I just have my obsession with the magic square, and so as soon as you got a battery with a bishop and a queen in front of it on a long diagonal, I can't think of anything strategic.
Mark, do you know these magic square puzzles with the 3x3 squares, and you've got to put all the digits from 1 to 9 in them so that
Sudoku.
No, it's not Sudoku. It's much older, and
yeah, we did this in school as well.
And you have to for each row, each column, each diagonal sum to the same sum of 15.
Oh yeah.
And 5 is always in the middle of these magic squares. That's the only way it can be formed.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't remember them. Yeah, I wouldn't have been any good at those things anyway. I'd say.
Anyway, rook f6. Yeah. Oh, this is really horrible. Queen g7. Queen f5. Okay. Yeah. Keeping everything. Oh, and it's about to get grimmer, isn't it?
Yeah, gosh. Oh, now. Well, that's just blundering a piece, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
But it's pretty much Zugswang there, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can't really move anything.
Yeah. It is horrible.
Well, it depends on your perspective. Your
Oh
wife
no!
is pretty happy.
Oh no! Please don't. There's. Oh, is there rook takes h6 check?
There is.
Knight takes h6. Queen takes f8 check. Followed by queen takes g7 mate. That looks nice.
Yeah.
But he chose the prosaic rook takes f7. You could have had a brilliancy, Mike. You could have had a brilliancy. Like, just show that to everybody, because it's so nice.
Yeah.
Check. the queen is pinned by the bishop, and so you've got to take. Well, I suppose you could play king here, but you're just giving up your queen. And that's not great.
Yeah, no, it's game over now. Yeah.
So
what a dangerous variation.
Yeah, you have to play this way, and then we go here, and again, it's the pin is still there, and whatever happens next, there's bang.
Isn't it amazing, this opening? It's the gift that just keeps on giving century after century. It just never goes away. You know, it wasn't the first game played back in the 1630s in the fried liver. And their famous Italian game, one of the earliest games on record. If you look it up, the knight takes f7 trick. You know, the fried liver. So, I mean, and ever since, people have been trying to work it out, and it's still unclear, and engines can't solve it. So, like, I don't know, are there that many? I can't think of any other opening that the engines just can never seem to they can never kind of like you know, just get the the solution to, or in the sense that like give a clear advantage for white. Good game though, well done.
Yeah. Anyway, let's have a look at Connor's game. He won a game against Chima hang on. This is one of these Nigerian language names, and it's got a nasal. What's a G? That's a it's not glottal. It's like, oh, what's that sound? Anyway,
it's probably memema, no? It would be Chima memema.
Yeah. Anyway, we have to. I'll have to ask him how to pronounce his name, because I'm interested in those kind of things.
Well, isn't your Lichess handle it's from Namibia or something?
No, it's from Somalia. It's from Somalia.
From Somalia. Okay,
yeah,
sorry. Yeah.
And it means the man. And that's because the only Somali sentence I know is Ninkibali by Kaptai, and that means either the man caught the lion. We're back to animals again, or the lion, or the lion caught the man. So it's one of the, depending on the tone, and I don't remember how.
So basically, depending on how you get out of bed that day, if you can call, you're always going to be Ninkiba.
Exactly.
Right. Clever, very clever.
And I only got to use the sentence once. I was in Seattle many years ago on business, and the company fired us all when we were there. So we were at a training course in Microsoft, and on the Thursday we all got emails to say we were fired, and they were shutting down the office in Ireland. And so on the Friday, we weren't going to do the training course. There was no point. Yeah. So instead, I went off, and I found that Yasser Sarawan was opening his chess shop that very day. I mean, like, you know, it's a sign from the gods.
How did you find out?
I don't remember because this was 1994, so it was very early on in the internet. But anyway, I found this was happening, and I bought a few books there, and I ended up playing a simul, and eventually I went to this little chess playing cafe late at night, played until like 3 a.m. And then I got a taxi back to my hotel, and the taxi driver was from Somalia. And when I heard that, I spat out my phrase. He nearly crashed the car. He had never heard a white man saying anything in his language.
Okay.
And he didn't want to take any money from me for the journey, again, because he was so pleased that, you know, I had used his language. And I insisted. I mean, it was $5 or something. It was nothing. But yeah, it was that was.
Do you know, Diana? Do you know what the moral of the story is, Diana? Here, the moral of the story. I realize what the moral of this story is. Okay? For chess professionals and streamers such as us, we should all learn at least one or two phrases in a foreign language, so we never in every foreign
So
language
we can
in the world,
drive, get taxis for free.
so we never have to pay for a taxi again. Thank you, Jonathan, for that. You're a total guru, Jonathan. Well done. I'm going to use that now.
Come for the chess, stay for the life advice.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let Jonathan dispense that. I won't be giving any of that, but I will. Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, here we have my one of my favorite openings, the Catalan.
Oh yeah, Catalan, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Catalan accepted. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know, I've played the Catalan, I don't know, 5 or 6, maybe 10 times.
Yeah.
And nobody has ever taken the pawn early. I have no idea what to do if they take the pawn early. So,
oh, you mean before you've played? You mean in this position?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I play Queen A4 check. Maybe I just castle, and I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
You castle here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, this line. Yes, I have a bad experience with this line. I lost a game a couple of years ago in Italy. A really nice game, actually. My opponent played brilliantly in the end to beat me, but this is the one variation you can't really bluff as white. It's very hard. So
you're screwed, Mark. You're screwed.
I was totally in trouble very quickly here. This line, yeah, because the thing is that like the black's plan is to go b5 and then put a bishop on b7, and so whatever you play now here is going to decide the game. I actually castled against when my opponent was playing me.
Yeah.
And then he went b5 and I went knight e5 and he went knight d5.
So you castled here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
This and you went.
I think I went knight e5 first. Yeah. And then he goes knight d5.
Right.
And then a4. And the thing is, I think you can go c6 here. I think is this what happens? Something like this. And you're not guaranteed to get the pawn back, and you can't. You're not guaranteed to get the pawn back, and you're forced into playing a line which is very much a sacrifice. I think I went e4, which isn't correct, and I think white gets a tiny advantage here through clever play, which I didn't do. But anyway, knight b6, and I think I played a5, maybe knight d7, and then. Here I went knight g4 to keep pieces on the board and to keep the d5 break, but it's all bluff. And as you'll see, no game found. So my game didn't even make it into the database. So, but it's not a line, and I hear it's one of those systems you just can't bluff. And
well, I think Mark, to be fair, I think your knight g4 was better than the move that is in the database, which was knight takes f7.
Oh, I'm not so sure about that. Yeah, you think?
Well,
the alien gambit.
Oh yeah.
The alien gambit.
They have UFOs in Barcelona too. I'm pretty sure. Alien gambit. Knight takes f7 has to be played. No.
I don't know. Doesn't look great. Anyway, let's.
He's not a believer, Dan. He doesn't believe in gambits and f7 with knights and stuff.
I do sometimes.
Alien who only plays this exclusively.
Yeah, tell us about him. Have you ever played him on a stream, or have you ever had him on your stream yet?
He's not been on my stream, but I've played him a few times. He's quite a big streamer, but he always the main goal in his stream is to get brilliant moves, which are sacrifices. On chess.com, you get 2x slams if it's a good sacrifice. So the whole stream is just based on doing good sacrifices, and he'll always take on f7. But he's a very strong player.
Is he? Okay, cool. All right, we're hopefully. Well, I'm going to do a bit of playing online at some point, but I do think these alien gambits, they've got a practical, way of playing. A4 is sensible, Chima, if he's listening. It's a sensible approach, but it does give that big hole on b4.
Okay, castles. Rook b8. Yeah.
And now you've got to do something funny here for white. In some lines, I think you've got to. You organize your pieces so that you can go e3 and knight fd2. I think so. You need to be, but at this stage, so e3 here, is that what he played, or
no? He played knight c3 here.
Okay.
I'm just seeing that knight c3 is played 25% of the time.
Yeah.
A5 played 19% of the time. Knight A3 is played a bit. Queen C2, Bishop G5. E3 is played 10% of the time, and actually, it's not too bad.
It probably transposes a bit, but it does reduce your options, I
Yeah,
suppose.
yeah,
You can't play
yeah.
go Bishop G5. Okay, Knight C3 seems to be
Knight
the first
C3.
choice, so he knows what he's doing.
B5's not supposed to be great, but
Isn't it funny in the Catalan? There was a game, I don't know, Dan, if you saw this. I was only looking at some of the games from the early rounds of Tata Steel that's going on in Holland, but there was a beautiful game where Max van Warmerdam, I think, he lost. I'm not sure, was it against Prague? But he absolutely got hammered off the board when he played B5 in a Catalan black. So it's very double edged. You can lose quite fast if it's the wrong moment to do it. But
yeah.
let's see.
Actually, here
I'll have to have a look. I didn't see it.
Here the Lee Chess database is saying E3 has great score, but only 10% of games play it. So it scores really well for white. So this is the moment.
Yeah. I think you'll find, Diana, if you ever come on any streams where I'm playing in the future, that just as the Alien Gambit guy takes on F7, you'll probably find me playing E3 more of the time. So it's like a different level of danger, like the danger threshold.
There's someone also in the Darlings chat. I think he's just lurking now, but he always plays E3, and I'm always like, why are you doing that? There's no need.
Okay, but not on move one. It's just E3 in like an early mid.
Yeah, he plays the Catalan as well, but he'll play E3.
Right.
Well, do you know what the funny thing is? The one insight that I can tell you about that I've learned down the years playing the Catalan is that white often has the opportunity in these open Catalans to play E2 to E4.
Yeah.
And but it's invariably the wrong idea much of the time. In fact, you're much better off keeping that.
You're blocking your bishop. You're blocking your bishop. Isn't that what?
Yeah.
And you're weakening this pawn here on D4.
Yeah, and sometimes you can use that the E4 square for your knight, and the other knight can go to G5 and back to E4, and that brings the knight's game. But it's funny, just when you start out playing the Catalan, you think, oh, he's played pawn takes, he or she's played pawn takes E4. Now I can play E4, but actually, you have to be super careful about when you do that because it can always backfire on you.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because in order to get your bishop in the game, you got to play E4 to E5.
Yeah.
And then black gets all the D5 square.
Yeah.
Which I know from painful experience is not what you want.
Okay. Oh, what's this?
That's interesting.
What
there's a tactic.
Is it? Oh, it's like rook takes now queen A4.
Yeah.
Rook beats. Oh, rook there. Oh, that is cruel.
Oh, that is really. Oh, that's class. That's a class tactic.
All of your games have been so good, Connor. What?
Yeah, I tell you, Connor is Connor is the new Irish Tal.
That's crazy. Well done for finding these.
A beautiful idea. Yeah. Well, actually, rook takes rook.
Well, what happens if I just take here? Rook takes rook.
Well, that's quite unclear, actually, isn't it?
It is. Oh well, no, I got bishop and rook against queen, but 6 pawns. Yeah, this is okay for. I think this would be okay.
This could be quite dangerous for black, actually.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to stop knight e5 or rook a8 check? You can stop one, but not both.
Well, if
you get the old c6 square now, the old bishop.
Absolutely.
The bishop. Diane, I spotted the tactic. It's how my brain works.
Okay, I play here. Yeah. So we play here, I guess. Yeah.
I spotted bishop c6, trapping or pinning the queen to the king. So
what do we?
Take the pawn. Does it work? Take on d4.
I think that's going to be probably
Mate.
going to
Rook a8,
lose
bishop,
this.
and then bishop c6. But then you have king. Oh yeah, you can't
Knight-
move king
knight-
c6. Yeah.
Knight c6. Ooh.
But how good is it? We go back here.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Oh no!
No,
Of
but
course,
you
this
just
is
take
stupid.
it.
This is true. Yeah, we just
Yeah,
take
you're piece up.
a
piece
piece
up.
up. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then count the pieces. And folks, for those of you who, unlike me, I only learned recently that if I look down at the edge of the you see that white has 2 bishops and black has a knight and pawn.
Yeah.
So that
Go back to that.
white's
Yeah.
better.
Yeah. Go back to that position after knight rook a8 or just there. That it's funny. Rook takes a5. That's a lovely idea, by the way, Jonathan, to give up the queen that way. And now it's really hard because knight e5 is a really tricky move. Maybe you got to go knight d5 here.
Yeah, I was thinking about knight d5, but well,
E4?
okay. Let's
No,
we play.
you don't
No, we
play
play. We
E4.
play check. We play check first. Yeah.
Yeah, because it might be mate. And you want keys,
Just want to check if it is.
And now, und jetzt.
Yeah, no, I just the in joke there is that when I was in a junior chess club in Dublin as a kid, one of the guys running it, you'd always hear his voice every 5 minutes saying, "Play a check, it might be mate. Play a check, it might be mate."
No, you can play b3 here.
b3.
To play bishop a3.
Oh, that's a sneaky.
But it's
move
not.
down.
It's not mate. But you move the king to. Maybe you take on f8.
yeah.
But
Now, hang on now. What, can you go f6? But it's a clever move. I love that move,
you
Diana,
can go
because
to f6. Yeah.
now you win the c pawn. Well done. You can even take the c pawn first.
Oh.
Yeah.
Although knight b6. It's a very tactical game, isn't it?
It is. Oh wait. Oh, my rook. My kingdom for a rook.
Well, you can give a check first. Bishop a3.
No, but then we've got to swap off everything on f8 because the bishop. and
What
the rook
about
are attacked.
what about rook a7 and just fixate
Yeah.
on the c7 pawn because
Okay.
bishop
then what?
f4
Bishop f4. Yeah.
and then followed by
Okay.
rook c1. Rook c1 now.
Oh. Okay, we don't panic. Don't panic. Go here. And now we're kind of stuck for moves. But maybe we have a little move like bishop h3. And this is this
Ooh.
e6 pawn. And I'm going to
Connor
play...
was saying something here. He said he was planning to take on d7 with the knight. Oh no, sorry, this is earlier. Sorry, Connor. Yeah. He was suggesting knight b4, and if bishop a3, he'd go king f7. So he had a plan there.
Okay.
Oh, after
17,
c4,
we will have a look at Tajikistan next after this. But this is okay. We've gone down a long way, but
Actually, don't go too
it's
far. Though.
interesting.
Go back 1 or 2 moves there, because Connor actually said that after king e7 there, if you go back to the earlier king e7, after rook a8 check, king e7,
Yeah.
b3, he'd seen this,
Yeah.
and he'd planned here, I think, to
Knight
go
b6. No.
knight b4. I think was that his, or maybe f6 first. Yeah. So yeah, it was f6. Pawn takes pawn, and he planned to go knight b4 here, and if bishop a3, he was going to go king f7, and actually that looks like a pretty sensible way to unwind his position.
Bang.
Oh,
But then you can take the bishop and the
So
rook.
I don't think this is what Connor was referring to.
maybe sorry. So I thought maybe this was the position where he was. Yeah. So yeah, it might have been a different position. Okay, fair enough. Right, let's go back. Yeah, you're right. So that's a beautiful tactic, though. Rook a5. Well, remember that one now.
Yeah.
Yeah, rook a5 is. Really
But just to show people, Jonathan, there, like, because the point is that let's show them what Chima was planning there.
Okay. Oh yeah. Well, he played knight e5.
No, but he was planning though. He was planning after rook. Maybe
here.
he was, after rook b6, he was maybe planning knight e5 now, and I suppose that's what that's why it's easy to fall into this position. Now maybe he meant to go into it. I don't know, but it's easy. You see the full strength of the Catalan bishop unleashed now. Bishop in
Absolutely.
G2, the knight in E5, and the queen in A4. But
That's
rook A5.
breathing fire, breathing fire. Like it's a dragon bishop. It's yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so rook A5, knight E5, and I guess is there rook take? Okay, rook takes A4. I guess is yeah. Bishop check. Yes. Bishop D7. Yeah. And then
this is dangerous.
There was knight takes. Oh, but then there's just rook takes A1, isn't there?
So the computer likes rook takes A4.
Yeah.
According to the notes that were in there, someone else put in, I think.
Yeah, yeah. And I guess the idea is to play.
But this is a better version of the line for white that we were looking at.
Is it?
I think so, yeah, because you can't go queen D7 or queen D5 there, so...
Yeah, that would not be good because... Wait for it, folks. Wait for it. Shakalaka
boom. Wasn't there a kind of a... This is going back a while now. Wasn't there a kind of a little fox that used to be a puppet?
It's Basil Brush. Basil Brush.
And you are like he's really going back. I don't know why I remember this. Is and he used to go boom boom all the time.
He did. He'd make a joke and he'd go wah, ha, 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 boom boom.
Yeah. Pretty much like us, Jonathan. Yeah. Just to keep the fox analogy and the animal analogies going here. Yeah. Jana, what's your Chinese horoscope, by the way?
I'm a dragon.
Oh, like myself. Okay. Yeah. So are you relieved that we're now in the year of the serpent?
The year of the snake.
The snake, yeah.
Yeah. Relieved? Why relieved?
No, because I didn't realize, I was just telling this story earlier, that I thought that being a chess player, having played the accelerated dragon quite a lot, and liking putting my bishop on the long diagonal, this year would be like a really top year for me. It wasn't a bad year, but I was wondering why, the year of the dragon wasn't quite delivering on everything I was trying to do. And then a friend of my wife's, who is Chinese, came to the house and said, "Yeah, but don't you realize that in the year of your Chinese horoscope, you have to wear something red, or else it's kind of like you don't get any good luck or bad."
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so she came. She was in our house about 2 weeks ago, so it's like for the last week I could wear something red.
Anyway, 17. What type of animal is a padarat? I don't know what padarats are.
No, so 17's nickname is Padamundo. Well, it's Patrick, but we have this thing in our channel where, so our mascot is Mini Mundo. My nickname is Mirzamundo, but his we got a raid from Tosh. So Tosh
cool,
finished.
yeah.
Thank you so much for raiding. But 17's animal is a rat, but because it's Patrick, it's Padarat.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey.
There's got to be a Star Wars thing going on with Padawans, no? Aren't Padawans the sort of the students of Jedis?
Yeah.
I've been trying to convince my 4-year-old son that I'm a Jedi.
Oh, really?
Mark, look at that! 76 followers, 76 people watching. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
I need another piece of chocolate.
Jonathan, have you got a fan? Have you got a fan just to avoid hyperventilation?
Let's get the first hype train. You can still get founder's badge, by the way. There, I think there's seven left probably.
Thanks, Tosh Queen, for coming online. Tosh, how did you get on in your game? We'll find out in a minute, I suppose.
Yeah, Connor winning this tournament, I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, do you know what? You need a bit of luck as well. You need a bit of luck,
Anyway, he played. Anyway, let's continue the game. Knight takes d7 was played, giving up the rook. But the problem is, after knight here and king e7, where's the knight going? Like, there's no real follow-up.
Now, hang on a second now.
Thank you, Alfred Wizard, for the raid.
You're right.
For the sub.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Thanks, guys. Yeah. There isn't anything. Yeah. Bishop g5 doesn't really lead anywhere because you just take the rooks off and then take the knight.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's a hard one.
Yeah.
The only
He went back to G7. But
yeah,
again,
that's
you
as
just
good a
play
move as any.
Yeah, but you just play F6 and it's like, nothing happening.
Well, now, Mr. Alien Gambit, the streamer, would probably make something of this position now because that, in fairness, like there's nothing to take in F7, but it does look like the kind of like position that you might get. What about let's see if we can create a helpmate, selfmate for black here. I'm not even sure you could.
I don't know. Mark, I'm conscious that we
Yeah.
have. Okay, we said we were doing Connor's game. Which
Okay,
we're almost finished. And then
we're finished now, but can I show you an idea here?
We got to look at.
Yeah.
You can. We
Can I
then
show you
want
the
to look
only-
at Sarah's game. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
the only way I can see the winning position here for white is if you go E4 is white,
Okay.
and let's say black
Yeah,
goes.
which was played. Which was played.
Yeah, black goes H5 here.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
E5,
Yeah.
pawn takes,
Okay.
bishop G5 check,
Right.
king E8, and knight takes E5 check,
Oh.
queen D7, bishop takes D7 checkmate. That's it. Otherwise,
Whoa!
pretty much there's nothing else going on.
Nice.
And of course, Mark,
Yeah.
all of that was forced.
Yes, and that's the thing. And now you know why I never became a grandmaster, because I'm always looking for these fantastic mates that probably never will materialize on the board. But anyway,
Yeah.
that was, I mean, in fairness, there's a really interesting lesson in there for a couple of us there. That Rook A5 resource that Connor found was stellar.
Yeah.
And,
But anyway,
Shane was very unlucky. Yeah.
But Connor said, "Okay, I'm up rakes of material here," and so he said, "I'm just going to give my queen back." Queen back,
Okay. Right.
and now I'm up a whole rook.
Yeah.
I'm up a whole rook. I don't need any rubbish threats of these miraculous mates coming against me. I just extinguish White's counterplay totally, and it's basically game over now for Chima.
I think this was called in that very dynamic book of chess strategy, the old swapper offer technique. I think that's what they call it in parlance. Just swap
Okay.
all the bits, and there you go.
Yeah, yeah. And now we've got a rook. Once the rook comes in at this stage, Chima resigned.
Yeah, I
correctly.
think he didn't play on beyond that, and that makes total sense.
Yeah. Okay, what game are we going to look at? We were going to look at Sarah's game, and we were going to look at Tasha's game. Yeah, so let's have a quick look at Tasha's game. Where is it now? Where is Tosh?
There we go. Just going against.
We'll have a quick look at Sarah's game against Lukian. Lukian lost his first round game, and he was very disappointed.
Yeah.
Lukian is a local. Lives in Sligo.
Oh, yeah, very very strong player. I haven't played him yet, but he's
and he's
a tough
very young.
competitor.
He's only
Yeah.
I think he's 12, maybe 13 tops.
Danny, you would have probably commentated on some of his games down in Limerick. Did you have any impressions of Lukian from that? Remember, you and Tosh, but you were commentating
Yeah.
a lot down there. But he I think he had a decent enough tournament. I can't remember any of the games offhand myself, but
I seem to remember that he didn't have a great tournament, and of course there was
I
the
can't
the
remember.
rise the second coming of the Ottoman Empire was there,
Okay.
and so we had the Turkish players dominated every.
they were
Yeah.
brilliant. Yeah. Danny, did you make it to the prize giving?
No, I didn't.
I think there were about 24 renditions of the Turkish anthem because they won every event
Oh,
in a row. It was ridiculous. Like,
And the worst thing was I was doing MC of that, and I had all of the European national anthems. I had it on my laptop and ready to play, and I'd put it on some. I had it on a stick for the laptop that was used in the auditorium, but
Okay.
when I tried playing it, we couldn't get the sound was so quiet from the laptop that it was just impossible to hear. and one of the arbiters, who was a Turkish guy, lovely Turkish guy whose name I forget now, he said, "Right, come on," and he got the Turkish national anthem up on his phone, and he hit the play, and he put the phone right beside the microphone, and so it was loud enough for everyone to hear then.
Yeah, it worked well, but oh gosh, it was incredible. Just like every event, I think they won every single event, didn't they?
Yeah, and there were something like 10 coaches, and they had parents for, there were probably about, I'd say, 100 Turks there in the audience, and every single one of them, every single time, they sang their national anthem with great gusto and joy.
Yeah.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they really very passionate. Yeah, and the thing is, I remember that they weren't that strong a country back in the early 90s. Like chess wasn't big in Turkey then. They did host a couple. The European Chess Union hosted a couple of like European team club championships, that kind of thing. I remember playing in one with Bray, I think it was the year we went to Antalya, and there were lovely venues to play in. These kind of like holiday destinations and stuff. Yeah, but the thing was that the big breakthrough for Turkish chess was when they held the Istanbul Chess Olympiad, and it's interesting that there's a pattern there, as that was in 2000, but also there was the Italians. They had a bigger chess tradition maybe, but they really came on leaps and bounds after they held the Olympiad as well. I think that was in 2006. I think. And I suppose my point is that if you get to hold big events like the ESCC, which Lucian and others were playing in, that you were commentating at, Diana, then kind of like it does bring kids on. I just saw someone asked there was that he was pointed out that Lucian was 2100 last year, and I suppose the thing is with young players who are very talented, who are always trying different things, ratings tend to bump up and down. So I wouldn't pay too much attention to ratings of a young player. Diana, what would you say? I mean, it takes a while for ratings to stabilize. But he's definitely got huge potential.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. Also, young players have a very high K factor, and so they can go up. They can go up 150 points in a tournament, or they can go down 150 points in a tournament. So it's very much touch and go. So, but here, this was really interesting. Sarah played Rook G1, and I'm guessing from the clock times that she's in her preparation here.
Yeah, she's a very good attacking player, and it's interesting because Sarah also plays like mainline D4 systems as well.
Yeah.
And I've seen her last year. She won a lovely game against one of my Kilkenny teammates, Fergal O'Dwyer. Just literally, he played the Grunfeld and didn't have a chance out of the opening, and she completely, just turned the screw early on in the opening, and he never got out of the opening at all. He got into a losing ending, but it's a very versatile player, a lot of experience as well.
This looks dreadful, but okay. So
she's up for a fight anyway. Diana, would you say?
Yeah. So King H8 was played, and now there's Bishop E7 is supposed to be a blunder, and the big question is, why is it a blunder? It looks as if it's winning either the queen or an exchange.
Oh no, let's have a look.
Oh, there's Sarah's in the chat now.
Okay, very good.
Coffin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Really
It's Coffin
nice
Sarah,
play.
is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey Sarah, how you doing? Looking at your game. I was just commenting on the fact that I didn't realize you were also playing E4 systems. Of course, Sarah is a well-known chess coach in Dublin as well.
Okay, so what happens? Okay, so can we just play knight takes E7?
Yeah.
Knight takes E7, rook takes queen, knight takes rook. But is that so bad?
Or maybe it's F takes G6, is it? Oh no, but that's very risky. But you've got the F file.
I think these ideas are a bit of nonsense. So, but I have
Well, what's wrong?
another
Oh, yeah,
idea.
but hang on there. F
I
takes
have
G6.
I
yeah,
have
no?
I have this idea. And just
Sarah, help us. Help us. We're struggling here. We don't
to
understand the
put pressure
position.
to put pressure on the knight.
Yeah.
But now I guess you take. I don't know. I mean, you could play here and everything's defended. That doesn't seem right either. So what is it?
So the challenge here is to find out why bishop e7 is a blunder. Okay. So there's got to be something here. So
okay, looking at all checks, there's bishop takes f2 check. There's rook takes e7. There's knight takes e7. There's queen takes g1 check.
Bishop g4.
Yeah, I was going to say, well done, Diana. Yeah. Oh, well, or like that's the move that I was thinking about there. Bishop g4 maybe. Oh, but it does leave the c6 knight hanging too, though.
Yeah.
It does.
Gosh, so you could take an f8 and then take on.
Sorry.
But then you can take on f3 and then take on d1, but I don't know. Maybe not.
But there's a lot of pieces coming off here. So like if this
Doesn't look
here,
good.
we take here, you take here, I take here.
Yeah, you can take on g7.
It continues.
Bishop
and
takes
then
f7.
takes on f7, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Although rook
Maybe
e7.
rook e7, yeah.
Yeah.
And it continues. Yeah.
It goes on.
Is...
Yeah, so Sarah was saying here that the position is such insanity. And
yes.
And also that black is busted after castle's kingside. He didn't. Sorry, who's that? So someone else there. No, she didn't know that the only move to win after king h8 is b4. So there's a b4 move somewhere in there that we're missing, maybe.
Yeah, after king h8, b4 is the move to play.
That's not easy to see.
And then, what do we play here?
But that's very nuanced. What's the nuance there? Why is that? Okay, so Sarah says that. Okay, Sarah said that knight takes e7 is winning. So.
Oh, okay. So that idea here, this thing here, and after rook takes, do you play knight takes or do you play pawn takes?
I would say pawn takes because it gives you the chance to go bishop g4. No. So how do you get out of that nasty pin? I see what it is. It's the e5, e4 push that is ultimately going to be the undoing of white, probably. So
e5, e4? But how do we...
Because you're about to play knight takes d5, pawn takes, and bishop g4. So you're going to end up with two bishops. Yeah.
So and if we move this bishop back to avoid that,
just bishop g4 now.
And it's
curtains.
Killer. And it's curtains.
In fact, you're just losing a piece actually after f takes g6. Nothing you can do. There's no way to step aside.
I'm not giving up yet. Oh, and of course, if you go here, there's
bishop f2 check is possible, but maybe it's not. We played that a bit fast because although king d2. Oh, he's got knight f7 check. He's got knight f7 check.
Yeah, but nah.
Oh, bishop h3.
No.
Oh god.
No. But king d2. Yeah, king d2 is better.
Sensible.
Yeah. King d2.
Yeah, and so Sarah said that queen h5 doesn't work, and something about rook g5 was on the cards at some point as well. But yeah, this is a really interesting game, actually.
A lot of fun. So what does b4 do that stops all this?
Yeah, why is b4 so strong? I wonder.
So I mean, can you now play? Can you play? Is bishop e7 just? That's also equally bad,
we have
isn't it?
the line now. b4, bishop b6, knight h5. She wrote it in.
No, there's no knight h5 though.
No, knight h4.
Sorry.
Must be knight h4.
Ah. Knight h4. Right.
So queen h7, I suppose. That's the.
Yeah.
And now.
It has knight f5. It
Really?
says, yeah, that's what her analysis is. Yeah. So
Okay.
bishop takes f5. Pawn takes
Okay. And now, yes.
e4. D takes e4.
What? This is crazy.
But
Queen
then
takes
isn't there...
f5. Queen h5 check.
What the heck?
Oh, okay.
God, this is mad.
What
Yes, hang
is
on.
this?
This is a crazy
Check.
game. Yeah.
Check.
It's a bizarre kind of like
No, but
bizarre middle game.
if you do that, does that not allow us to play queen takes queen, king takes, bishop takes knight, and we're up a piece?
Yeah. So this is queen takes f5 loses. So
okay, so why?
Actually,
okay, so let's go back. Okay, so but what's the idea of b4? Why can't we go? In this position? Why can't we go knight h4 immediately?
That is a good question. And
so
then
what does b4 do? That does that give us a bit more space? That seems too subtle.
Maybe it doesn't make a difference, but you know the way sometimes computers, if you're looking at it, they're seeing so far deeper that they say, well, this is a better version because of some small difference.
So f6.
Yeah.
Bishop e3. g6 is what? The bishop needs to be on b6, so d6 is not defended. Oh,
Bishop h6.
I see.
Is that?
Yeah, because okay. So this is what she's saying. It's you play b4, and then after here, you play this, and if the bishop was on c5, black can play this move here.
All right.
And then this, because now there's bishop takes pawn, pawn takes, and knight takes pawn.
Oh, that's very subtle. There's not many people who see that. I mean, that's very
insane.
Subtle. Yeah.
Sarah, if you, well, you obviously didn't see it in the game because you would have played b4, but yeah, that's definitely like computer fanciness, isn't it? Yeah.
That's incredibly complex.
Wow. Anyway, what happened after bishop e7? Bishop e7, knight takes. Okay, so he played this way. Okay, and then g4 to yeah, but it's and then it's check. Knight takes bishop. Oh, you play that way. Oh, okay. Right, fair enough. Oh, that's...
Position kind of plays itself. I know the bishop in b4 is out of it, but you can't really get...
Was that the... Let me just refresh the thing. Let me just go to the end. Yeah, so that's game over. Oh.
So where did Lucian go wrong there in the opening? Like if we go back, like because it's a quiet position, isn't it? So this idea of rook g1 is very enterprising.
I mean, clearly Sarah has seen this in some book, some course, some analysis, and played rook g1 and g4, because if you look at the clock times, Lucian has taken half an hour to get here, and Sarah's taken about 0 seconds.
So we could ask her if she's still here. Was this all prep, Sarah? If you're listening, just curious to know because it's very deep.
Rook b8 instead of castles. Ah, wow.
Ah, okay. So that's the.
So here, just looking through the castles is very popular move. Bishop g4 is a move. Bishop e6 is a move, which is actually not too bad at all.
He said, sorry, no, was it Vantine was talking about the grind here. So I'm not sure who's S Vantine is. Is that? But he or she said you have every other move except King H8 prepped, and mentioned that it was a bit of an incredible grind. But then Sarah, she said that she sulked for 35 minutes. Which is pretty incredible, but she couldn't prepare because the hotel ran out of food. So they had to run down to the village, and she just says she knows this line. Okay, that's great because it's really interesting, isn't it? Doesn't it show so Sarah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm running low on time. I have to be somewhere at 7 o'clock, so we have 15 minutes. We're going to take a look at Tasha's game, and then we're going to finish, I think, and we're going to take a fairly quick look at that game. So there's Tasha's game.
Thanks, Sarah, for those comments. By the way, they gave us a lot of insight. I mean, it's not a position that I'd be that familiar with. I don't know if Diana, you'd play those.
No, I haven't. Hard luck in the game. Also, it's nice that you remember your theory even if you haven't prepared. I really struggle to remember anything.
Oh, okay. So this thing here is this. It's an old idea against the Petrov, and when I was a young lad, it was never supposed to be good because it looked as if you're just losing
your queen. It's like a knight
like
f6 and knight c6 check.
Exactly. This would be very bad, and bang, thank you very much, and we're winning. But they play queen e7, and then you play d6. And obviously you can't move the knight back because your queen will drop. So you got to play d4. Oops, hang on, sorry. I'm going to... Oh, no, I'm going to refresh again. Yeah. Okay. Apologies. d4, takes, take. Oh, queen takes, yeah. And now I know the course that I've seen and some of the analysis I've seen, you take off the queens, which is counterintuitive. And black gets loads of compensation here, which is really weird. And it can be incredibly dangerous. Yeah, look at this. You're taking here, and if you try to hold on to the bishop with f4, this is happening. And if here you're going to be giving up the black squares, or maybe even just bishop d6.
It's one of those bizarre kind of like little pawn sacrifice ideas that kind of it totally turns an evaluation on its head.
And Tosh I think quite wisely, she says, I don't want any of this. I want to get my pieces out as quickly as possible. And even though I'm giving up the two bishops against bishop and knight, it's like to win this position, you got to be quite strong technically, because there's pawn structure is the same. The pawns on both sides, 3 against 3 on both sides of the board.
Black has the bishop here.
Yeah, so black is definitely slightly better, but the machine says it's a teeny tiny bit better.
Definitely a dead draw though.
Once the knight gets to d4 though, the knights, you see, you've got this good knight versus bad bishop scenario now, because the only way to dislodge the knight is by playing c5, which kind of blocks in the bishop and f8.
Or you can always go bishop c5 and trade it if you really want.
Yeah,
but then you don't have the two bishops. Then you don't have the two bishop advantage.
Yeah, but if it's bad bishop versus good.
Yeah, I think Dan is right. The trading the bishop would be the simplest
that's what he did,
the wisest. Yeah.
I mean, he was definitely playing from a draw from the beginning, because otherwise he wouldn't play this.
Yeah.
Can you get into trouble as white in that line though?
Yes, you can. Yeah, there's lots of variations where it can be. There's I know there's a chessable course by, I think, my hero Camille
Yeah,
Blitzka.
Blitzka. He's always gone on about this fella. I actually
Yeah.
bought one
Yeah,
of his
he was
courses
talking
on.
about him yesterday as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I think Jonathan
Camille
must
is
have
great.
shares in Camilla's company.
Reach out to him. I'm sure he'd be happy.
Yeah, no, I have. I've reached out, and we follow each other on Twitter and stuff like that. No,
Okay.
he's
His
great. He's great.
Trompowsky course is really interesting, actually. I have to
is.
say,
It
he finds these ways to get to unclear positions that give you a chance to just get into a game. So
Yeah, yeah.
But he
I think
recommends it for
that's
black, does he?
yes, he recommends this as a black try. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And also that Greek theoretician Nikolaos Nitirlis, who writes a number of books and had a book out recently. He also has looked at this opening. But yeah, this is just like, oh, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have put my pawn on. No, this is giving black slight possibilities. Oh. Okay. Where are we going now? I guess we go to F1 and maybe to H3 or G2.
Yeah, well, Jonathan, I know you have
yeah.
to go very soon, and I was just wondering because this is looking like it could be a draw. There's an interesting
No, it
match
was a draw. It was a draw.
Oh yeah, but just there's a couple of games still going, which look quite interesting. One on board 2, and
that's with Colm Daly, is it? Yeah.
Colm Daly is playing against Kamil Markiewicz, and it's yeah, I wouldn't say it's that tight on time, but
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's so the what's going to happen? Okay, they chopped off on the H pawn, and now I
take on c4.
Is this not just good for white?
Yeah, definitely really good. How are you stopping the H pawn?
well, I suppose the first thing you got.
Maybe you don't have to. Maybe you don't have to. Okay, so we take here.
Yeah.
Take.
And
do we play rook here or rook here? I think rook here. I prefer the rook to d4.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Because you want to play rook d1.
Take on b6. You can just play h6. You want to keep the king cut off.
Yeah, but I'm going to take here, check. King goes up.
Oh no, Diana's right. This is winning for. This is easily winning for white. Yeah, rook d1.
Yeah, exactly.
And then after h7,
and you go there. You go here, and or maybe
even you just go h7 there.
Okay.
And after rook h1, you just go h8.
Yeah. You can just h8 and then queen.
Oh, that's sick. That is sick. That is so nasty.
Both work anyways. Also check and then
bang. And woo.
Yeah, this is straightforward.
Yeah, it's shish kebab time.
Yeah, but you can also just do that earlier anyway. You can just play h6, h7, h8.
And
okay, right.
Yeah, so I think that's a win. Now, if you go to board 12 there's a big time scramble.
Okay.
And they're both down to 45 seconds, and they're still in the middle game.
Ooh.
Bloody hell.
You know, this could be an exciting finish now. So between Sergey, who I don't know, and Atharva, I've seen a number of games. This is a very tricky position, isn't it?
Nice bishops from white, but also that bishop on b7.
Okay, here's a funny line. Check. Bishop here. Queen here.
Oh, but the idea is to play f6. Lovely.
Oh well, of course I don't need to even do that. I can just play f6 immediately.
Yeah,
and that would be
queen,
so.
Queen
okay,
G4, Queen G4 check has been played.
Okay. Here, I'll go back.
So it's
yeah, Queen G4, and now it must be. And let me just refresh that again because that's.
Now don't forget, actually you could lose the game here after King F8, Bishop B4 check because of C5 discovery check. It's looking at that.
Yikes.
Yeah, this is really tense stuff.
Okay.
And Yasmina has a really tricky defense here in one of those games that Black can also play on forever. Just going down a little bit further, and she's down to it's a closed position where she's got the worst bishop.
Where's that?
That's on board.
Oh, there, yes. Board
Yeah,
15. Yeah.
board 15. Yeah,
Okay. Oh, this is also Janie.
against Robert Arellano.
Oh, we were looking at this game earlier, weren't we? Or am I thinking of Robert's game in round 2? Maybe
I did. We didn't know we weren't. It must have been round 2. But this is
Yeah.
interesting because I suppose it's getting so tight down to the wire. Who would you prefer here, Diana? Because I know this looks like a good King's Indian kind of position for Black, doesn't it? But any thoughts?
Maybe Black's bishop is a little bit better, but also White has the passed A pawn.
Yeah.
But it looks like just a draw to me. I don't know how anyone is going to break through.
Yeah, it's one of those positions that in order to win, you have to risk losing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But even
So
here, I don't even know where you could even risk because you can't play G5. There's no idea there. There's no.
You could play F5.
Oh, F5. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So it is. The only thing you could do here maybe is you could sacrifice on C4, but as long as the white queen and the rook are kind of guarding C4, there probably is no way through.
Yeah.
Do you know there's a Queen song about playing chess?
I did not know that.
Yeah. Do you want me to sing the first line?
Go on.
I want to break through.
Also, I want to break free.
No. That's a common misconception, Mark. Common misconception.
Jonathan, you going to karaoke? Get a karaoke tonight? Is that why? Because I know that the karaoke is big in Sligo.
I hope for the sake of everybody else's ears, I hope not. No. Anyway, folks, I think we're going to call it a day, and it's been a long day commenting. I hope everyone who's been watching has enjoyed it. Thank you everybody for subscribing. Thank you everybody for watching and listening. Thank you everybody for putting stuff into the chat. It makes things just much more interesting for us. And I hope you've all enjoyed it.
Yeah, and also just to say, oh, not at all, Diana, real pleasure, to have such a big streamer, and no, but like, we're little minnows starting out, and it's brilliant to have you along, and thank you so much for letting your some of your followers know about us. It's really great, and Tosh also, thanks for coming along and redirecting. So, listen, we hope to maybe see you on a stream sometime soon, or if you ever
definitely.
get bored. If you ever miss our jokes, myself and Jonathan are always at a loose end, so we'd be happy to come along.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can we'll work on our material.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more streams.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Listen, thanks so much, guys, and best of luck tomorrow with the stream. I hope you get your power back.
Thank you. Yeah.
Enjoy Lego.
Okay. And
we'll be Pokemon.
Yeah. And everybody, we'll be back on Diana's channel tomorrow morning.
Yeah, hopefully internet will be good.
Yeah, no, it'll be fine. So that's fine. Listen, folks, cheerio.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, that's it. We're done. We're off.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Thanks so much for having us.
Thanks for having me as well. I was the guest on your channel.
I know, but it really feels like we were the guests on your show, though. Yeah, but by the way, totally feel free if we're ever doing this again to take the piss out of me and Johnser. No bother at all. Don't be deferential just because I'm an IM. Not that you were, but I'm just saying, feel free to poke fun and.
Yeah, same with me.
Yeah. But it's good. Listen, best of luck. Best of luck tomorrow as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah. Take care.
You too. I'll see you later.
Bye. Bye.
Cheerio.
1 second. I'm gonna add a video capture. Here we go. And let me see if it works. Here we go. Yeah, it works. Okay, darlings. So yeah, there was after party coverage. Damn, I forgot to turn off the microphone. Well, the desktop audio. But yeah. Thanks for coming in. I had internet problems, so I wasn't able to stream from my end. And then when it came back, the Chessbud channel, I thought you were leaving. Well, I left the other stream, and I just missed the darlings a little bit, so I'm going to talk to the darlings. Because commentating is very different to our normal content, and I enjoy having the freedom to speak without being worried about what I might say or something. I'm very different when there's other people in the stream, even when I'm collabing with anyone. I don't know if I've ever been the same, so I have to learn to be the same. The vibe for the commentators are good. Oh, thank you so much. I think they have a really, really nice dynamic. Jonathan and Mark are really entertaining, and they have a very comfortable atmosphere, which is nice. And they're very strong chess players. I was also just really, really tired today. I'm not used to waking up early for streaming. But tomorrow is another long day, so tomorrow we'll have 2 rounds again, starting at the same time, 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. And hopefully my internet is going to be good and doesn't crash again. But we will be on this channel. But the Chessbud channel the Chessbud channel has existed for a while. They mostly do commentary on Irish tournaments. So I think that's the main reason why they're not so big, is because it's hard to come across it if you're not in the Irish community. But hopefully they start doing some more what am I saying? Doing some more content. So I'll ask them about it. How long have they had the channel for? Quite at least over a year and a half. I'm sure. Wait, can we figure out for sure? Wait, let's see if because I know that they were commentating on the Irish Championships. About, do they have an about section? But they definitely have it for a while. Let's see their YouTube channel. Their YouTube channel has 5 subscribers. When was the first time they posted? Okay, their first video was 4 months ago, but I think they've been around for at least over a year. But the thing is that you subbed to their YouTube. Great, thank you for your support on their channel, TJ. The thing is that I think they're just not very regular with it because they're both very busy. But if they start doing it maybe once a week or something, I think also since their channel isn't viewed by many people, they love it so much, so they mostly do it for themselves, I think, because they love it so much. But once they start having a community, then they'll definitely start doing it more regularly. So I'll talk to them about it, and maybe we can do some collabs, and once we start rating and things, people will get more used to their channel. And also they have reached their follower goal, and they got some subscribers and things like that. I definitely think they're a great duo, and I think they're the only Irish duo, and the streamer world definitely needs some more Irish people with with good humor. Okay, so I am going to rest and I will see you guys tomorrow. Jonathan's great, by the way, very funny. I remember him first from Ukraine. Oh, yes, he was commentating on the European schools. Yeah, Jonathan is great. Also, I should send an email to commentate for DCO. So, but will they have DGT boards? If they have DGT boards, maybe they will want a commentator. When is it? DCU chess tournament. Are you playing in that? Beads. 2025. Okay, let me see. February. Oh, that's soon. That's soon. Okay. Yeah, I'll reach out to them and maybe we can do it together with Chessbud, and that would be nice exposure as well again for them. If I forget. Gonna need something to do anyway. Yeah, I have my surgery next week and I don't know what I'm gonna do. Even just 2 boards is gonna be enough. Even 1 board is enough because we'll just talk about the game and then just talk about anything else. To be honest, like even in this commentary, I guess the chess is kind of the main thing, but also I think it's pretty even to the amount of stories that they talk about. They normally have some. Oh yeah, I think if they are wanting it to be streamed, I think we would be happy to do it. Gang, gang. Hello, Swanky Steve. Here's the Darling Gang sign. So, it feels weird just commentating and leaving because I feel like I haven't really done. I haven't done proper streaming so long, but happy February also. Bullet Brawl is on. I'm gonna play 1 game of Bullet Brawl. Or maybe 2. Let's just see. Let's see if I figure out how to join it though, because yeah, I think there's a problem with joining. Last time it was hard to join the Bullet Brawl arena, and I don't know how to join it again. I can't remember how I did it. Yeah, actually, I think it's really difficult to join the Bullet Brawl arena. Play Collie against any Magnus. Thank you, Kedis. Can anyone get the link to Bullet Brawl? How do I join it? I'm gonna go to my normal scene. In the event section. I'm in the event. I'm in tournaments. Watch events. Okay, let me try this way, Waterford Wizard. Teta Steel, upcoming events. Events, I don't think it's there. I can't find it. Why isn't the board working on? Oh, I think I have it off because I was... Here we go. If I go into tournaments, Bullet Brawl, that's the old one. I can't even join it! I can't even join Bullet Brawl! How do I join it? Let me see if I can see people who are playing. Games watch. Maybe I can go to other people's games, but if I go to other people's games, I don't see how to join. Why is it so difficult? Watch. Play. Oh, maybe I can, if I go on Chess TV. That's Tata Steel, that's Botez Live. Can anyone find the tournament? Can anyone find Bullet Brawl? This is insane. Yeah, Sveta is playing, but that doesn't help me. I know there's other people playing. But then I just see their game, but I don't get the tournament link. I don't understand. Tournament directory? I'm not sure. You want it to be finished? It's over, yeah. You can leave now. Well, I mean, I already went on someone else who was playing, Jackie, but it doesn't work. Oh, Bullet Brawl is over. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, sorry. Thank you for letting me know. Right. Well, that makes it a lot more sense. Okay, thanks. How did you find it? The Cara one. Okay. Oh, I guess it's only on for an hour. Okay, well that makes life a lot easier. So we're gonna raid. When did Nerdisky's last game play? Oh right, okay. All right. So we're gonna raid. Who are we gonna raid? Let's raid. Let's raid. Anna? Is she finishing up or? Oh my goodness. Forky chess. I'll do this one time, but you will never ask again. Okay, let's raid Forky chess. Okay, I will see you guys tomorrow. 11 a.m. start. Thanks for coming in, everyone. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys properly on Monday or Tuesday for proper stream. But for now, let's go over to Forky Chess and I will, see you guys later. Enjoy your evening. Have a great evening and I hope you guys have been doing well. Yep. Galactic Pawnmaster, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. See you later.